Hello everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent at Goal, joining you on Wednesday. Pretty much the end of the international break. In fact, I think it is the end of the international break. I'm not sure anyone else has got any more games left to play. It all came to a head last night with friendlies and qualifiers and everything else around the world. And a good day. It's been a good international break for Arsenal players, actually. Lots of success yesterday, which was good. And I will talk about that later on in this video. But I wanted to start today just with a bit of news that Arsenal have been in action today, or an Arsenal 11 have been in action today in a behind closed doors friendly at London Colney, Arsenal's training ground. They've played a sort of Brentford 11, a Brentford B team. Obviously, most teams in the Premier League, they've got players everywhere on international duty, so the teams are very mixed and matched. But they did play today, and Arsenal winning 4-1 with Alexander Lacazette scoring a hat-trick. Obviously, it means very, very little. It's just a kickabout, basically getting some kind of game time, semi-competitive game time into the players' legs before the return against Crystal Palace on Monday. But good for Lacazette to score some goals nonetheless. Whether he can take that into Premier League now, we'll wait and see, because it would be a big boost for Arsenal if he could manage to score a few between now and the end of the season, because these goals would certainly be crucial when it came to the run-in. So it would be good for his confidence, hopefully. Decent run out. I'll run through the team for you. It was Leno, Swanson, Holding, Agungbo, Tavares, Aziz, Patino, Sagu, Abraham, Nketiah and Lacazette. So very much a sort of mixture between some first team players and youngsters. I mean, the bench was full of youngsters. No one on there. I think the big one worrying thing that sort of stood out to me from that 11 is that there was no Tomiyasu, even though obviously he's not been away with Japan. He's been staying here trying to recover from this thigh injury. You would have been hoping that he was going to be fit to play Crystal Palace on Monday with another 2 weeks rest, but the fact he didn't even play in this behind closed doors friendly, or wasn't considered ready to play in this game, in this friendly, is a little bit worrying, I have to say. We'll be speaking to Mikel tomorrow. His press conference is tomorrow. I think it's in the afternoon. I can't actually remember now. I think it's afternoon. So we'll get a latest update from him in terms of Tomiyasu, but it's a worrying sign, I think, that he's not involved in this one. You would think if he had a realistic chance of playing against Crystal Palace on Monday, that he would be back and playing in this behind closed doors friendly, but he's not there at all, not even on the bench. So I think that's a worrying sign. I'm told he has been around London Colney this week. He is there, but obviously not quite deemed ready yet. So some details from that match. Like I said, Lacazette scoring a hat-trick. Rob Holding was the other goal scorer for Arsenal. Lacazette put Arsenal 3-0 up with the first 3 goals. Scored one in the first half, which was a deflection, went in via a deflection, but still being counted as his goal. The second was a bit of sort of follow-up poacher's goal from an Nketiah effort that was saved. The third was a shot from long distance to sort of seal his hat-trick, make it 3-0. Rob Holding then scored from a set-piece. He scored a header from a set-piece. He didn't score the set-piece himself, which made it 4-0, and Brentford did get a goal back right in the end. I think it was in injury time that Brentford scored. Probably a little bit disappointing for those Arsenal players who were on the pitch, but not really too bothered. And Mikel Arteta, just as he was with those behind closed doors friendlies he had in the summer, would have been very happy to get some game time into the players. I mean, look, it is just nothing more than a bit of a glorified kickabout. We know that, but still good. Certainly for Lacazette, I think, to score a hat-trick. You're kind of looking at those players who are involved: Leno, Holding, Tavares, Nketiah and Lacazette. They're the ones you're kind of looking at who's going to have the most impact during during the run-in. I mean, the fact that Leno started again is clearly Ramsdale's not yet ready. He came back from England duty with that injury. You'd expect there's probably going to be Leno in goal on Monday night against Crystal Palace, although there is still a few days left for Ramsdale to recover. But certainly before the break, Mikel Arteta was speaking. He said that it was going to be a few weeks for Ramsdale. So you imagine that Palace game will come a little bit too soon for him. But we saw, Leno's a very good goalkeeper. So, if Arsenal are going to lose a player, goalkeeper's not the worst position for them, because they've got good cover for that. Good for Patino to get a start again. He's had some real injury problems recently after sort of making his breakthrough into the sort of first team picture. That injury sort of keeping him out of action for a couple of months, but he is back and he's fit now, so it's good to see him starting again. Ibrahim as well, fresh off to sign a new contract, getting a start, that will do him the world of good as well. But certainly, good news for Lacazette. It's good that he's got a hat-trick. I know people will go, Brentford B behind closed doors friendly, who cares? But strikers like scoring goals. No matter what game they're doing it in, they're going to like scoring goals, and the fact he scored a hat-trick here, hopefully fingers crossed that might give him a little bit of confidence, extra bit of confidence that he needs to start finding the goal trail when it comes to the Premier League. Right, internationals, as I said, been a good international break for Arsenal players, actually. Some good moments for them yesterday as well in those crucial games. I'll start with Thomas Partey. What a big moment for him, scoring the goal that sent Ghana to the World Cup. Love scoring for Ghana, Thomas Partey. If only he could have that goal scoring record that he's got for Ghana, then if he could sort of transfer that to Arsenal. Not the best goalkeeping for his goal, it must be said yesterday. A long range shot that kind of snuck under the Nigeria goalkeeper to make it 1-0. Nigeria did equalise. That made it 1-1, but it was Ghana who went through over the two legs. Some pretty nasty scenes at the end there with Nigeria fans, angry Nigerian fans invading the pitch at the end of the game. But, everyone got out safely, which is good. And Thomas Partey on his way back to Arsenal now, safe in the knowledge that he will be going to the Qatar World Cup. So congratulations to Thomas Partey. It was a first start for William Saliba for France. A big moment for him, following on from his appearance as a substitute earlier on in the international break. Matteo Guendouzi actually scored his first France goal in that game last night when they beat South Africa 5-0. Gabriel Martinelli impressed as a second half substitute as Brazil beat Bolivia 4-0. I'm sure you've probably seen, or lots of you will have seen, the social media clip of him doing this wonderful bit of skill out on the left to beat a couple of defenders and then dinking this effort that went just past the post. It would have been a fabulous goal had it gone in. It would have been one of those goals that you saw time and time again. Unfortunately, it just went wide, but really good from Martinelli, and he's apparently made a big impression while he's been away from Brazil, so hopefully he'll come back full of confidence from that. Ben White started for England in their win against Ivory Coast. Nicolas Pepe did as well. Comfortable win that for England against an Ivory Coast team that played with 10 men for large parts of it. Following Balogun scored twice for England under 21s as they won over in Albania, I think it was. So a really good international break for Arsenal players. Martin Odegaard's had a good break for Norway. They won 9-0, I think, yesterday, didn't they, against Armenia? He didn't score. He got a couple of assists and played very well over the two games as well. So, and most importantly, no injuries, or what we know anyway, no injuries. And that's what you really want when it comes to the international break, is everyone to come back fit and healthy, especially at this stage of the season. And it looks, fingers crossed, like that has been the case. All the players will start arriving back at London Colney, most of them today, some of them tomorrow. Like I said, we'll be speaking to Mikel Arteta at his press conference tomorrow, where we'll find out the latest in terms of team news, any potential injuries, that sort of thing. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I think it's the afternoon, like I said. I'm pretty sure it's around either 1 o'clock or 1:30, but I should have double checked that before I started doing this video. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for all the news that comes from that press conference. Couple of other things now before I call time on this one. If you see the new kit has been leaked, I'm sure you'll find it. Just go and search for it on social media. The away kit looking like it's black with sort of gold and silver trim. Very smart, I have to say. The third kit, if it's right, seems like it's going to be pink this year. And those pictures are doing the rounds on social media, so have a look out for those. I mean, the black one's very smart. As a bit of an Arsenal traditionalist, I have to say, as I'm sitting here wearing the old school training top, although it's a remastered training top, obviously, in the whole Adidas lot. The second kit is very nice. I think it is very cool. It looks very smart, but I have to say it's totally not Arsenal. It's black, it's gold, it's silver. You couldn't get more non-Arsenal than that. And I know it looks great, but as someone who, I don't know, I do like the whole Arsenal history. The first thing I look at when I see it is just like, what has that got to do with Arsenal? It kind of just looks like a Real Madrid away kit, something like that. And that's nothing to do with the look of it, because it looks very smart, as I say. But I've kind of got mixed feelings about it, I have to admit. But look, it's going to sell like hotcakes, and for Adidas and for Arsenal, that's all that matters, because people are going to look at it and think, yeah, that is a lovely kit. So it's going to sell very well. But I think some of the traditionalists might have a little bit of a problem with it. But I'm sure they'll be back to the yellow away kit the season after. They kind of go yellow, different colour, yellow, different colour in that order. So black this year, probably going to be yellow next year. So, but keep going to have a look on social media for those kits, and let me know what you think about them. Okay, player of the month. A little bit of a debate. I like doing this whenever this comes out each month. Arsenal have released the 4 nominations for this month's Player of the Month award. Kind of a bit of a running theme at the moment when it comes to these players, because they're all they seem to be the same every single month, because the players are playing very well. So we've got Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel and Thomas Partey. They are the 4 nominations for the player of the month. Now, Arsenal played 4 Premier League games in the month of March, winning 3 out of 4, beating Leicester, Watford, Villa, obviously losing to Liverpool as well. And the players, we can kind of look at it. It's an interesting one, this. I mean, please let me know who you think should be player of the month in the comments below. Personally, it's a tough one. I kind of just want to give it to Martin Odegaard because he's missed out the last few months and he's played so well and he's been so consistent and he's just been brilliant to watch. And I go back to some of the performances like against Leicester and Watford, he was just so good. And he scored obviously against Watford. But then I look at Bukayo Saka, and Saka scored against Watford, got an assist against Watford. He scored the winner against Aston Villa. I thought he played well against Leicester. And you start and then I think, is it Bukayo Saka? For me, I think my vote would go to Bukayo Saka this month, and I almost feel bad for Odegaard because I don't want him to miss out again. Not that it really matters in the grand scheme of things. I'm sure he's not going to cry himself to sleep over it, but still, you kind of want recognition for good performances. And Odegaard, you feel, has been very hard done by not to win one of these awards in the last few months. Such has been the level of his performances. He keeps missing out to Martinelli and plays like that. But I just think for Saka, for what he's done, he was so good against Watford with that goal and assist. He got that crucial winner against Aston Villa, which was so important to get Arsenal the 3 points. For me, he just about edges it again this month with Odegaard a close second. I think Thomas Partey's been great. He obviously scored a goal in the win against Leicester and just has produced real top quality level performances in that central midfield position throughout the months in all the games, even against Liverpool when Arsenal obviously lost that match. Partey was absolutely exceptional for the first hour when Arsenal were kind of right bang in the game before Jota's goal made it 1-0. And Gabriel's just been great, consistently great the whole way through the season, and he always deserves to be in and around there when it comes to these sort of personal awards. But for me this year, for me in March, I've got to say Bukayo Saka probably just edges it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sure plenty of you will disagree with me. I know there's lots of love for Martin Odegaard out there, and every time he keeps missing out on these awards, people keep saying, oh, he's been robbed. Put it this way, I wouldn't be disappointed if Martin Odegaard wins it in March, because his performances have been so good. But Bukayo Saka just about edges it, almost toss of a coin type thing. But yeah, Bukayo Saka gets my vote for Arsenal Player of the Month for March. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Everyone, please do let me know what you thought about anything you've heard or seen or agreed with or disagreed with in this video. Like I said, press conference tomorrow with Mikel Arteta, so keep your eyes peeled from all the news from his presser at London Colney as we really start getting sort of dialed back into Arsenal now ahead of the return of the Premier League this weekend. Unfortunately, we got to wait a little bit longer for Arsenal to return to action because their game's on Monday night at Crystal Palace. But still, the Premier League now is very, very much close to returning. And then it's all systems go until the end of the season and the top 4 race. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you for watching. I'll speak to you soon.